Alright, for the last few months, I've been tracking updates about Comet 3i Atlas, as has everybody else, unless you've been living under a vacuum, in a vacuum, whatever you've been doing. I've got three things to raise, 3 points. Number one, I've looked at the publications on the comet and have analysed the data about the luminosity and colour of Comet 3i Atlas. Number two, I've noticed that music in the form of urban and contemporary rap music genres can be extracted from the dataset I was looking at. Number three, I started to write this music down using modern studio software, and well, here we are.
All right, now I'm gonna do this with a little meditation. As I'm meditating, without further ado, first of all, if numerology is not your thing, you're in the wrong crowd, excuse yourself, cough once and leave. All right, so let's get on with this. For the rest of you, you know where we're at. All right. Yeah, and I try and meditate as I do this bit. I told you, this is a new rhythm, this is a new beat. It's the 44.4 beat. I've noticed I've got quite a lot of speech impediments. I sly a lot, I dither, and I'm starting to stammer too much. I make jumpy beats, because that's what fits my shit. That's the way I am through this, yeah? I'm jumpy and shit. Let's get on with it. So that's where we are. Yeah, the live on Fox News video, yeah, which happened on the 20th of February 2026, and it was around 9:35:08 seconds in the morning. Yeah, so the first thing that happened, there was a magnitude 7 earthquake that happened 44.4 hours after that day. Magnitude 7, and that's when I made the video. So I might made a prediction, try to warn the flock, but I didn't know. I was procrastinating. So enough of that. Then, because I was on the wrong track, I predicted a solar flare and an earthquake, but none of them things they really came to pass, because I've predicted something significant in terms of solar flares that will happen if we go across. Was supposed to happen on the 24th of February. Yeah, that was a couple of days back, but nothing happened of that nature, kinda. Then I predicted an earthquake that was supposed to happen yesterday, 44.4 hours after the 20th, would have been the 25th if we done it in multiples, and that was the third one. But I didn't see no earthquake yesterday that would raise an eyebrow even. Yeah, so why was I so wrong? I was using the wrong tune. In terms of solar flares, let's see what happened on the 24th and 25th. Give myself a blight. I was going on this one, the 4 on my finger video, which predicted as its second and third multiple, but it was on a different song. I should have known. It predicted a major solar flare followed by an earthquake, so I kind of just guessed that. Solar flares, if we look back on the 24th and the 25th, what do we see? Let me see. That's the figure right there. On the 24th, there was nothing really. Everything was green. When it's green, that means there's no sunspots. There's no sunspots putting out flares. What's there is most probably a coronal hole. Yeah, that's there. Coronal hole and a stream of protons there. The stream of protons, that's what causes the geomagnetic storm. So when it's green for a long time, it means that there's a geomagnetic storm coming. Those of you who watched the stratospheric warming that I was talking about a couple of days back will be worried at that stage. Imagine a stream of protons coming from the sun hitting the earth for multiple hours. Sometimes it stays green for 2 days. When it does that, sudden stratospheric warming, I'm sure that shit would occur. And then a couple of days after that, I will sense the tropospheric warning that follows that. That's when I would know. Yeah, so when it's in green, you can't win with the sun. Heads or tails, you're fucked either way. It's like the sword of Damocles. It cuts both ways. So when it's flaring off, you get the problems that comes with that, where you have radio blackouts and your satellite's fucked up. But when it goes green, that means there's no flares around. That means that there's a proton shower, and sooner or later a geomagnetic storm will start. When that shit starts, that's when the warming and the vortex collapse. The polar vortex will collapse and you get the shit that you have. So if you got meditators, I know you're using them now. You're using meditators and you're using witchcraft. I heard that somebody was doing a experiment, a psychological experiment, if you like. Yeah, they sat there and started to pray for something not to happen, and it didn't happen for 24 hours. They kind of pushed luck to one side. There was a machine that was picking up random numbers. That shit will go 2, 5, 8, 7, 3 randomly. Then they said to meditators, sit there and concentrate on that machine. Make sure that every random number that comes out is even. Even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. Those kind of things. So sure enough, the random numbers that came out of the machine were biased towards the even side. I'm just it's not verbatim, I'm not speaking verbatim here. I'm just paraphrasing. Yeah. So you get meditators to pray that solar flares won't happen. What you get in return will be the proton storm that happens. So you either get the flares or you get the sudden stratospheric warming, which will collapse the polar vortex and your shit will get fucked up. So it's a lose-lose situation with the sun. You just don't fuck with them at all. That's what we never did in the past, but you don't think you know better than us. Anyway, let's move on. What else can I point out? So in terms of flare, there's only one thing that happened, and that was on the 25th. That was a magnitude M. It was M.24. Yeah, M.24. That's the highest that I got. That's kind of prominent, and it happened yesterday on the 25th. I predicted it. I predicted it will happen on the 24th, and it will be something in the region of an X. But an M is quite prominent because there's nothing else M on that. Within the last 72 hours, there hasn't been anything M. Over the last 72 hours, it's only been that much. Yeah. So it's kind of prominent in the last 72 hours, and that happened on 25th of February. So it's kind of a half match. If I was playing the right song, yeah, then I might have got it right, but I'm playing the right song now, so the future's bright. That's what I like to say. Well, somebody else said that, but I'm saying it now anyway, let's look up. I asked AI, yeah, let me move that shit across because I don't know what is in my vision. Yeah, what are the major astronomical events of 24th and 25th of February, or what, where? Yeah, so I don't know. The nights of 24th and 25th February 2026 feature a waxing gibbous moon transitioning through Taurus, offering close encounters with the Pleiades star cluster and other celestial objects, while a 6-planet alignment begins to take shape in the evening sky. That's what happened. Let's move on. Let's describe each event in turn. Key astronomical events for February 24th, 25th of 2026. These are the following on the list. The Moon and Pleiades close encounter, 24th of February. The first quarter moon will pass close to Pleiades star cluster in the constellation Taurus. Observers in North America, Central America and the Caribbean may see the moon pass in front of the cluster. That happens on the 24th. The moon at perigee. The moon will be at perigee, its closest point to Earth for the month. Just for the month. And that will happen on 23:03 UTC. That's the time. Moon in Taurus. That will happen on the 25th of February. And it goes, well, what are the details? The waxing gibbous moon will travel through Taurus between the stars Elnath, Beta Tauri and the Pleiades. Lunar occultation of Beta Tauri on the 25th. Observers in Eastern Africa and Arabian Peninsula and the Maldives can watch the moon pass in front of the star Elnath, Beta Tauri. So it's going to occult Beta Tauri, I don't know. The Mercury retrograde motion on the 25th of February. Now that's interesting. Mercury is going to appear to be moving the other way around. Yeah. Mercury. Mercury begins its retrograde motion, a key component in a 6-planet alignment occurring later this week. Yeah, there's a 6-planet alignment. I forgot to tell you about that. Planet alignment. A parade of 6 planets, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus and Neptune, is visible in the evening sky during this period, with the best viewing on the February 20th. So that's still in the sky. All kinds of planets is out there. Man like Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus and Neptune are out there in the sky and you can see them at the same time. That's why it's called an alignment, when you can see all of them at the same time. Sometimes one of them is over there, the other one's over there, and they're not visible in the night sky. But during this time, when there's an alignment, all of them is in the sky. That's why it's called an alignment. It's a special moment and I like it. Visibility. Jupiter is the brightest and easiest to spot in the evening in the constellation Gemini. Mercury, Venus, Saturn are visible low on the western horizon shortly after sunset. Yeah. Telescope targets. Those of you who love watching telescope and targeting things. Uranus in Taurus and Neptune near Saturn require binoculars or a telescope. Yeah, something to do at night. It's better than wanking. Nothing's better than wanking. You can wank as you look up to the sky. You can do things at the same time. Multitasking. If you I'm joking with you. Let me move on before we get X-rated. All my shit is for 18 plus. I never do this shit for children. I don't believe in talking like this to kids. Yeah, so don't bother me with that shit. I could say shit as well. To be able to say shit feels nice. Yeah, right. Let's look at the major catastrophic events of the 24th and 25th of February. AI overview, because I don't want to get into things, because I don't know how to talk about things. Some people might want to be talked about in a certain way, and I don't know. I just talk about it how I feel. Based on the reports for February 26th late, the 24th and 25th were marked by a severe record-setting nor'easter in the US, fatal flooding in Brazil, and significant military actions in the Middle East and Eastern Europe. Here are the major catastrophic events from 24th to 25th of February 2026. Let's get into it. Late February 2026, nor'easter US. On February 24th, a major winter storm continued to dump record-breaking snow across the northeast US, with over 650,000 customers without power. Rhode Island experienced over 37 inches of snow, wow, surpassing the 1978 blizzard record, with 4 deaths reported. Wow. Yeah, the solar vortex collapsed, and there was a long period where solar flares were green, like I told you. I think it lasted a couple of days, yeah, and it was just green. There was nothing in red. That's when I knew that warming would start. This happened all the way through February, even at the beginning of that. Don't know. Right, where was I? Let's move on to the next point. Fatal floods in Brazil. Yeah, heavy rainfall triggered severe flooding and landslides in Minas Gerais, Brazil, resulting in at least 22 deaths on February 24th, which rose to 30 dead and 39 missing by 25th of February. I see. That was mad. Volcanic alert in Vanuatu. The Ambay volcano in Vanuatu had its alert level raised to 3 on February 24th due to increased activity. Something's brewing. Tropical cyclone Horatio. On February 24th, Tropical Cyclone Horatio was reported as the strongest storm of 2026 east of Mauritius. Flash floods in Australia. Heavy rain caused flash floods and travel disruption across multiple Australian states on 25th of February. I see. Let's go through this quick. Armed conflicts and incidents. I'm looking for numbers. The Russo-Ukrainian war, nuclear risk. On the 24th of February, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service accused France and the UK of preparing to supply Ukraine with a nuclear weapon, increasing tensions. Russia also launched Zircon missile strikes on Kiev and Kharkiv. Yeah? Okay, very serious thing. Pakistan suicide bombing. Okay. On 24th of February, a suicide bombing at a checkpoint in Bakar district, Punjab, Pakistan, killed 4 people, 4 police officers. Those are people. Those 4 of them died. May they rest in peace. Everyone that had a hard time, may you rest in peace and may you recover well. I mean you no harm, and I wish you all the success in life. Anyway, let's move on. Myanmar airstrikes. Airstrikes by the Myanmar Air Force in Rakhine State killed at least 17 people. May they rest in peace. Suicide bombing in Moscow. A suicide bombing targeted a police car near Savyolovsky railway station in Moscow, Russia, on 24th of February, killing 2, including the suspect. Wow. Iran helicopter crash. I think I covered this one in yesterday's video. An Iranian army helicopter crashed in Isfahan province on the 24th of February, killing 4 people. Then there was the Nigeria attack. Armed bandits killed at least 170 people in the village of Woro, Kwara State, Nigeria. Let's see some other major incidents that happened. The bus plunge in Nepal. Wow. A bus plunged off a highway in Nepal on the 25th February, killing 19 people. An air ambulance crash in India. A Beechcraft King Air ambulance crashed in Jharkhand, India on the 24th to 25th, killing 7 people. There's a 7 there. Turkish Air Force crash. A Turkish Air Force F-16 fighter jet crashed in western Turkey on 25th of February, killing the pilot. The carbon monoxide poisoning, I think in Russia I covered that. 4 people were killed by carbon monoxide poisoning in an apartment building in Kursk Oblast, Russia on the 24th of February. And then this one's kind of mad. Power outage in Dominican Republic. Whoa. A nationwide power outage occurred in the Dominican Republic on the 24th to 25th due to a transmission line failure. Wow. I hope they fix that quick, because we all need electricity in our lives. And I say, yo, let me move on to the next thing that I want to consider with this beat. Yeah, in terms of making prophecies, there's one thing I've always forgotten about. Remember, if we look at other experiences and putting them in categories, yeah, we've got video freezes, we've got personal injury, like where my foot broke up and personal markings where I get a fall on my hand. But it's normally something that happens to me personally, or something that happens to electrical equipment around, which is kind of similar, deals with the same energy as my mind, which is electric energy. Right, so you got to know when the whole world is experiencing these things. From the search term trends, we can discover quite a few things. Like I used a different search term. Now this new video starts on the 20th of Feb. That's when it starts. Yeah. If I told you what my search term is, yeah, over time, yeah, let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, I use the word unexplained. I see how much times have people looked at the word unexplained since I started this, which was on the 20th of February. On the 20th of February itself, yeah, you can see the general trend. If there's 80 people, that's 80 here, yeah. If you look at the 80 line, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks that are over 80. Yeah. So if we say anything over 80 is out of the ordinary and is worth noting, right? The rest of them average around 70, I suppose, or maybe 68 and fuck with like that. 65, I will reckon, I don't know. So the first one that happened at 22, yeah. Somebody, there was let me see, it doesn't give you the numbers, but it was like close to 100 people were looking at terms starting with the word unexplained. If we go back to my calculation, I made something about a solar flare, but maybe something unexplained happened. I don't know. But that's one, that's over that much. Yeah. And then the next one happened on the 24th. 24th is also predicted here. That's the next one. 22 was there. It happened. 24th, there was another peak. So 22 here, 24th here. And the next one was 25th. And 25th, which was yesterday. Only the ones that are over 80 searches on that time. Yeah. So that makes me believe that something unexplained is triggering people to come and ask how. Yeah, and they go online and they type in unexplained something, unexplained energies, unexplained time. So if they're doing that, then maybe I was looking for the wrong things. Yeah, it's not just earthquakes that we have to look for. We have to look for unexplained things that might also be a risk to humanity. If somebody's out there getting haunted up and is looking to explain what's happening, remember his fauna, the humankind. If fauna start to experience unexplained things, you're fauna and you're the humankind. So if I see a signal in the trend searches, I'm a scientist, I don't look for signals to exploit them economically and them things. Although I should do my SEO properly. But I do it in a scientific way. I look for signals that show me, yeah, that something unexplained has come to Earth and I better look out. People don't know. We're all independent automatons, if you like, yeah? You out there, something haunts you, you type up unexplained shit, another person, unbeknownst to you, is doing the same shit, and there's like 100 of you and the signal turned up. That's when we know, the rest of us, that hold on, there's been 100 incidents where people have experienced unexplained shit that is so profound that they had to go online and search it up. So keep an eye on those numbers. If those numbers get high and high, then chances are at some point in the near future you're gonna see something unexplained. I swear, if I go back and it's increased to 1,000 people looking it up, and then I go back and it's 10,000, I'm pretty sure before it gets to 100,000 people looking up unexplained, I would have seen something unexplained in my life. So you see it from early. So maybe it's something unexplained, yeah, that I should be looking for instead of a natural destruction. So I look for unexplained things that the world is experiencing. I look for astronomical events, and I look for other catastrophes, and I'll also look for catastrophes that I might be experiencing. Thank God there hasn't been much in that direction, but there has been, and I don't advertise all my shit online, so I never say shit. Yo, I think I'm gonna call this one a wrap. Let me wrap it up. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that picture up. Yeah, and spit on this tune until it's done. Then you can listen to the next bit afterwards. I love this beat. Let me know if you like. But all the 44.4 things are gonna be based on this now. Yeah, so I think I'm getting a better fit. I won't make predictions just yet because, like, I did get a magnitude 2.4 solar flare M. So that was something. At least a solar flare came, and there hadn't been anything like that for a few days, so it wasn't predictable. Once that sunspot turned around and came into view, it was I suppose some scientists would have found it predictable, but I didn't know. I didn't know at that time. I'm out. Enjoy.